load. Just focus. Set focus. It's about as good as I'm getting it. All right. I'm going to see if I can fix this GPU without having to remove the heatsink. I was running it one day, and it made a sound. Let's see if I can find that sound. I don't know how audible that was, but it came through. That's the sound my 980 Ti's fans were making. And yeah, they came off. Just two fans at the same time decided they're going to break at the center hub. I am dumbfounded by this, but okay. Now, the problem with these fans, I can unscrew them from the top. No wonder they were making so much noise. These would have still been spinning. Oh my goodness. Wow. I have no idea how that came apart, but okay. I have a replacement set. Don't know how easy or hard it's going to be to install. So one thing about this card is the fans never ran since I bought it. My old computer, I literally just had noctuals blowing into this. These fans never spun. I can power these fans with a standard header and they work. I know because I soldered a standard header to these fans and they just run. They ran. And maybe I need to turn the speed down a bit because maybe I've been overpowering them. Maybe that's why the fans came apart. I don't know. But in order to properly get to the wiring, I had to remove the shroud. And the shroud is soldered, or not soldered, is screwed onto the heatsink with screws on the ends. And these are solid. I can't go through this. I can't just remove the end plate and get through it. So I had to remove the whole heatsink, which, it's an old card. The only thing that I'm using this for is holding it home. It may not be a great graphics card by today's standards. However, that is totally the wrong bit. But it gets good performance for a light folding at home rig. And that's what I use it for. Why? Just because I want to. I've been running folding at home pretty much consistently since 2013. And, I would like to keep contributing to that. And in the past, I was contributing about 30,000, points per day on my old third generation i7. But over time, I've since got the Mac Studio, that pulls consistent, 260,000 to 600,000 a day, points per day, which is nice. That's just CPU compute. Most of my little folding army consists of, just old, laptops, low power systems that can just run for a few extra points per day, 20,000 to 100,000 typically. And then I fixed the fans the first time on this GPU and discovered that CPU folding is a joke. I went from a fairly consistent 600,000 to 900,000 points per day to 4.5 million running just 2 GPUs. And that seems pretty significant. I dropped the screw. I retrieved the screw. Now, the question is, can I possibly extract this without removing the shroud, I mean? Because that's going to be a huge pain if I can't. Oh my goodness, that is tight. Oh, that is going to be a huge pain. That's why I have the other bit, I guess. I don't know how visible that is, but the screws screw through the fins of the heatsink into the shroud. That is what keeps it secured, but it's that way at both ends. At the other end, the screws are not really accessible. And it levers against this, so I can't even bend it up. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That is annoying. All right, let's try this another way. All right. Maybe I could do this with the hemostat. Apologize if this is a terrible view. It's a terrible view for me too. Does that actually fit the screw? Oh, that's a terrible fit. No wonder it doesn't work. I'm surprised it got the other screws out. Ooh, that might actually work. So I don't know if hemostat has little latching ratchets that let it close. So you don't have to hold it closed. You can just clamp it down on something and go. Oh, no way that's working. Whether I can get this back in, I don't know. But it's definitely taking the screw out. I don't want to repaste it. I literally just repasted this a few months ago. So after I fix this, my goal today is to build my Gigatron kit. And if you've never heard of a Gigatron, it is a homebrew computer designed by, I don't want to say, Marcel Marcel Van Criveny. I don't know if I'm butchering that or not. I probably am, but and also Walter Belgers. They set out to design a kit using small scale TTL chips, and they very much succeeded. Um, the Gigatron, like this is just my personal opinion, but I look at it in the same caliber as like some of Steve Wozniak's early stuff. It's basically under 40 chips, and yet it produces, and when I say chips, I don't mean like a big processor. In fact, this computer has no processor. It has a RAM chip, ROM chip. Every other chip are small scale TTL chips. The most complicated chips on this entire thing would be the full adders and like the shift registers. That's the most complex chips on this thing. And yet this thing generates 64 color VGA output. It's only like 160 by 120 pixels. They're quad pixels. So, it's like basically too wide, too tall pixels. Um, or four wide, four tall pixels. So it's like low resolution, but don't get me wrong, it's low resolution, 64 color. The Commodore 64 didn't do that. The Apple II didn't do that. The TRS-80 didn't have color. This thing has sound. It's just basic, bit bang sound, but it still has sound. Um, oh, that's a good question. Do I have audio plug? I know I have one. Do I have one here? I'm going to take a look. I was wondering where that sound bar went. Fell behind the cabinet. Not that it helps me now. All right, well, that's frustrating. I had no idea what I did with my audio cable. Oh well. Okay. Guess I won't have that then. Oh well. Still got something else for later. Yeah, I have no idea where I put that audio cable. Guess we don't have sound. All right, so yeah, this thing is quite the creation. Um, what really makes this special is it has no CPU. It doesn't even use the 7004 181 arithmetic logic unit. It doesn't even have that. It's just small scale TTL parts. So yeah, I'm gonna build one of them, and I think I'm gonna have fun doing it. So now, got one screw left. This is not an easy one. I'm tempted to just do this. Yeah, I can get away with this. Just hope I don't wreck the cables for the new fans. This is a tight fit. That's really annoying. Well, hello, Tam. How you doing? Well, we have Cat. This is Tam. Cannot have the screws. What did you just do? Hey, buddy. Cats. They are great. That battery's dying. No idea what just launched. Please don't plastic, buddy. That's exactly the thing I told you not to do. Strange bangs at all times, and microplastic delicacies. That's just what to expect when you have Cat. Please don't chew my soldering iron cord. He hasn't figured out that wires bite back. He just hasn't bitten through the right one yet. But boy, is he trying. Please don't chew on my fingers. Come here. Come on. Come on, Tam. Don't chew on me. Please don't chew. Hey. Don't Uber. Ow. 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 Please don't chew on me. Yeah, stop that. Oh, boy. You're such a Uber, Tam. Oh, please don't eat me. Okay, you going down. That's alcohol. That's water. That's the alcohol. Yep. He's actually surprisingly good with people. He was in he was at a family gathering yesterday with 12 people. Only only two of them he's accustomed to. And he never bit anyone, he never clawed anyone. He was a very good boy. He did come up to a few people and just to let them know that he wasn't happy with them being there, but he never used claws. He was a good boy. Just saves that for me. Oh, that's right. I was going to modify this. So I got this text tool zero insertion force socket to hold the ROM chip, so it's easy to remove and install. The problem with these, it's going to be hard to see. Can I get why? Okay, so let's see if I can make this focus. I do kind of wish I had auto-focusing cameras, but that's what I get for buying the AliExpress special. Sound plastic. Tam loves his microplastics. It's his favorite thing. That and turkey. So if you notice these pins, focus, they are wider than they are thick. Now, it turns out that it won't actually fit in the holes, so I'm going to have to use a side cutter. Very carefully trim these pins to be a little narrower. It's going to be a pain, and I was going to do that before stream, but I forgot. So we'll just do it during it. Won't kill me. All right. Got two pets of the kitty. Oh, that is going to be such a pain to get out. Or, no, getting out isn't going to be the pain here. It's getting the new ones in without ruining them. All right. Don't step on the GPU. Admittedly, this is adorable, but I am trying to do some work here. Please do not chew on the news fan wires. Tam, but you are a pain in the butt. Also, you're not even home. There you go. Certainly are cute. Good thing. You're a pain in the butt. It's true. No biting. No. I got the spray bottle. It's fine. It's just the thought of it. No, you can't. No, you can't go over there. That's where the Tam. No. What did he do? How do you turn off my monitor? It's kill the whole camera? I just lost my. What did he just do? Oh my goodness! This is cats. This is just what happens when you have cats. Okay. Why does that not work? Okay. Oh. So, all I know is he disconnected something because I heard the sound. Okay. That's the output. This is the input. Don't need to reset this. Do. Well, this is turning out to be a great stream. Why does it have no signal? Why does this work direct? I don't get this. I I've lost my microscope view, which with these stupid eyes, I pretty much need to do soldering. Okay, got that view back. I plug into here. Get the view capture. Yes, I can. It's working. Oh, good lord, that's blurry. So, this little sticker, it's actually a magnet. This little magnet I got years ago. I traveled to suburbs of Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota. There are a few of these surplus stores. I love these places. The one I went to is the St. Louis Park one. The St. Paul one is great. I don't remember if the Fridley one's still open. This was many years ago. I know that there's the St. Louis Park and the St. Paul one. I love those stores. They're just an eclectic mix of everything. That is the alcohol. Oh, yeah, just dealing with cat. So, I actually traveled up here about 2 weeks ago. I got a few things. So, the first thing I got was red, green, and blue theater gels. It's big, transparent sheets of plastic. They're colored differently. I use them for like LED filters. So, like, you put a filter in front of, like a green filter in front of this, and then that kind of helps the contrast. I also picked up some measuring cups and a 10-foot USB extension cord. Um, I will find a use for that, no problem. In addition, I found this ECG 1299 TV signal processor. Something that you would find in an old computer or something as a graphics output. I saw that, I grabbed it. This here is a MOS 8563. That is Commodore 128 video generator. I figured it pays to have a spare one of that, so I grabbed it. By the way, most of these chips cost either 50 cents or $1.50. So, yeah, these were 75 cents. What are these ones? 7483s. I think these are adders. 74283 are the adders that the Gigatron uses. And again, like I said, these These adders are like the most complicated chip on this whole project. But then I also snagged these, and I paid, I believe it was, well, they were marked $1.50, but they gave them to me for $1.25. So these, I think, are some kind of, where's my microscope view? Oh, why is that frozen? Okay, gotta go through the right source. My capture doesn't like the native USB-C that this camera has, but it'll go through my HDMI capture just fine. So these, I believe, are some analog to digital converters, some 12-bit ones. I think. I'm not sure. Let me verify. 10.5L8. Oh no, I'm way wrong. Mitsubishi Electric. Programmable keyboard and display interface. All right, that's cool. So, so it does keyboard matrix, has integrated key bounce correction, 2-key or any keyboard. Okay, this is a cool little chip. Okay, 8-character keyboard, first in, first out buffer. Internally contained 16 by 8-bit display. What? 64 contact key input device. Dual 8 or single 16 alphanumeric display. Really? It's an alphanumeric display output? That's okay. All right. I'm I'm intrigued. Yeah, I thought I was getting something entirely different, and I think this is way better. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna save that for later. Huh. All right. All right. So I am pleasantly surprised by this. I thought I was getting something entirely different, and that is way cooler. So this chip will handle a 64 key keyboard matrix and will apparently drive alphanumeric display output. Cool. So then I mentioned the Gigatron, how this doesn't use a 74, it doesn't use a 7481 or 181 ALU chip because they're getting hard to find. So this 74181 is the ALU that's so hard to find. Also, the Fairchild 7345 is the same chip. It's just a Fairchild part number. So, okay, I have 8 of them. I got 8 of them for $1.25 a piece. I am very happy with that. Then I also have these 74 150s. I forget what that one is, but I will look it up. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Bunch of 74 181s dated from 1972. Let's see. All right, so okay, all right. So the 74 150 is actually a variant. I knew I recognized it from somewhere. Now if I can just find them. Oh, I got them somewhere. Okay, that's where my phone is. Okay. Those are just trains. Not even joking. Trains. Oh, they're up here. So these chips, these are 74 HC154s. It's part of the same line of these 150s, only the particular combination of, like what inputs are high, which are low, which outputs are high, which are low, is different between like the 150, the 154, and so on. This is just the variant of that, and just seeing these for that cheap and right there in front of me, I just grabbed them. No point not grabbing them. They're good chips to have around for projects. The other thing that I got, so this was in the switch bin. This is cool. 1TL1-7E. So this is what's called a locking momentary toggle. It's got these screw terminals for the connections. You can't flip this without pulling. They got a nice click too. I saw this switch and I knew exactly what it was. So, let's see if I can find it. What did I say it was? This is a Honeywell toggle switch. So I knew exactly what this was. Now, let's see. Yeah, I knew exactly what this was. So this is actually is a Honeywell switch. Honeywell is kind of famous for being the manufacturer of most switches in the Apollo and the shuttle. Um, I've actually got replicas of those. So these are replicas of the Honeywell toggle switches. The ones used in Apollo had this rubber seal, which made the switches airtight. Now, the real switches had these screw terminals like this, or some of them may have had solder terminals, but I think most of them were the screw terminal type like this. They were hermetically sealed, but they had the tab lever that looked like this. It had these grips on it, and it was a very short, stubby switch. And then they had these guard wickets, that would protect from bumping them because they're floating around in there. And so this was another style they used. This particular one, refurbished price, $60. New product, $90.67. That's wild. And yet, this is cheap. This is a cheap one because it's not, rated for, it's not like sealed, hermetically sealed, airtight. Um, you have a warranty for a switch, good lord. But yeah, I found this switch in a bin that was marked 295, and it was the wrong switch. It didn't belong in that bin, but I could not, and I looked, because believe me, if they had had more of these, I'd have grabbed every last one of them. I looked, and I couldn't find a bin that had anything describing this. I asked them if they would accept that price. They said, "Oh yeah." So I bought this switch for $2.95. And if you look on some sites, they'll specify what this goes into. This part number is a Boeing landing gear switch. So that's why it's locking. You can go down or up, and it locks in the neutral position. But yeah, that's what that switch is. E74181. This is the actual circuit that is inside that chip, which goes to show, hi Tam, which goes to show like this isn't much. I mean, each one of these logic gates is just a handful of transistors. This is the whole circuit. But why are you eating my chips? Those aren't the chips for eating. Buddy is eating my chips. Tam, you say hi to everyone. Please don't eat me. No biting. I know you want to play with the stuff I'm playing with, but you can't. Please don't bite. It's not very nice. I wish I would have had that on camera. He did the little face rubbing thing into a bite. One bottle is water to spray at him when he's naughty. Like right now, I should spray you, buddy. And the other bottle is for sterilizing every time he scratches or bites me, because I know that can be pretty bad if you let something like that get infected, so I don't let it get infected. Very annoying, but it is what it is. So yeah, this ALU, this 74181, this is, I guess, what they would call a medium scale integration TTL chip. It's 75 logic gates, and it serves as a 4-bit wide ALU. So you would take two of these whole chips. Where did I put them? Oh, you would take two of these chips together. That would be one. So yeah, two of these chips together would serve as a single 8-bit arithmetic logic unit. So two of these chips plus 8 of these adder chips. So these little guys here. So this whole group would go to two of these. And all that combined would make just the arithmetic functions of a CPU. That's what they had to do back before they came up with the idea of a CPU. So it was a lot of effort to make that work. But it worked. There were a lot of computers that were built that way. And it is actually typical of those early, TTL, small and medium scale computers to be built with, multiple 74181s. I don't know why that keeps trying to happen. Just checking something here. But yeah, so this chip was a Nova 1200 CPU. So this is a great example. Bring back the screen here. So something like this is a CPU, a whole CPU. And if you look here closely, I don't know how visible that is, but these are the 74181s. That's, no, that is 181 as well. So yeah, something like this board. So 3 of these 181s. This is what, 12 bits? Yeah, some old computers were really odd numbers of bits. Well, not odd, weird. Yeah, like the PDP-11, there are a number of those that were made using this chip. The Xerox Alto, the first graphical user interface put into an attempted, I don't know if the Alto would be considered a production computer, but it was. So yeah, so like the first real graphical user interface would have been the 1968. Um, oh, what was it called? Mother of all demos is what the video on YouTube is called. That is an amazing demonstration. 1968, they have a full graphical user interface. They have, you know, hyperlinks, video conferencing, um, multi-user document collaboration. Like that is an amazing setup, and it was done in 1968. Like that's just incredible. Oh no, it says 16-bit. Ha! What? Okay, so the Nova 1200, 16-bit, but it still used only 174, 181, running the data through 4 times. Okay, that's funny. I don't know what the other two chips are then, but that is fun. Um, but yeah, so Boeing landing gear switch, $90 switch bought for $2.95. This is not sponsored. I just really like this store, and I hardly never get to go there because it's quite a drive. But when I do get up to the Twin Cities, Minnesota, I always stop here. Like I said, these are not genuine Honeywell switches. These are replicas. These handles here, a machine shop in Massachusetts machined these, made castings of it, and then they cast these out of aluminum and they bond it to a toggle switch that's off the shelf. And I don't know if they do a silicone mold for these or how that works, but they make that too. These switches cost me only about 20 bucks a piece, which is a far cry from the 200 to 300 that Honeywell wants for the genuine hermetically sealed tab lever switches like this. So, yeah. Um, I'll take custom machined and cast switches any day because they're far cheaper than the real deal. Let's hang in. Oh, it's literally just tape. All right, cool. So, my latest addiction has been Phocopia. Who would have thunk it that you could take Animal Crossing, Minecraft, Dragon Quest Builders, cross it over with Pokemon, and make it post-apocalyptic? First off, how did they get that greenlit? How do you get a post-apocalyptic Pokemon game greenlit? Like, that blows me away more than anything else. Um, I love that game. Like, I cannot express enough just how much I've been enjoying that game. And if I had any sense, I'd stream it. But I usually play handheld, and I don't know why, because I'm blind. But where is had that flat screwdriver bit in the hemostat. And I've lost it. That would be an accurate statement. I have lost it. Truer words haven't been spoken. Was that the noise that I heard on the floor? Tam knocking stuff off. Oh well. Oh well. I had to check if they were still in the hemostat, but no, they are not. Okay. Quality prepared string. Alright, I give up. Ain't gonna work. So these are taped down. I don't want to damage the plug there. It just after two of these fans literally tore themselves to bits. Okay, can I please have the slack? Alright. I don't know how much I trust these to not break. If I keep this third one, so I'm just going to place all of them. Yeah. Are you kidding me? They sent me the wrong ones. They actually sent me the wrong ones, and I only just now realized it. These are Asus fans. Okay, I'm not fixing a 980 Ti today. What did I do with the box? That makes me mad. Okay, well, these are going back to Amazon. I don't believe this. I guess I weren't paying attention, and that's what happens. I specifically searched for Gigabyte Wind Force. At no point did I ever search for Asus. I'm going to reinstall this card. It's no point running it with just one fan. And wow. Okay, give me a minute. Wrong button. I want to see here. I just want to check. That's frustrating. Huh. Now that looks like the right fans. Maybe two. Yep. All right. Ordered. So I will just straight up admit I messed that one up. I don't know why, because my search, well, I trusted Amazon search. That's why. Oh, oh, that looks like spam. Yeah, that looks like spam. How do I take this? Hey, Marks. Yep, I ordered the wrong fans. Searched for the right thing, but got the wrong result, and I trusted the search. Never trust Amazon search, ever. That should be the first rule of Amazon search. Never trust Amazon search. Well, the good news is I at least got this card apart. Why is my main screen frozen? I have things work just once. Kidding me. I don't know why this is frozen. I guess I haven't noticed because I was looking at the microscope view and the desktop view. All right. How do I get this? Okay. Really? Oh, that did work. It just shows up. Oh, I love how it's deleted, but it still shows. It shows the sender. This was spam. Okay. Well, tonight I don't fix a 980 Ti. Exciting. Guess that means we get into the main event. Bag these screws. Don't you dare, not while I'm dealing with small parts. I see you staring. Right. This is going somewhere else. Biscuits go back. That's annoying. 9 p.m. So I'm going to try killing OBS and restarting it. So picture may go out for a moment.